Yes. Let's just see what the score is here. And with a bit of luck, I'll turn the volume down. I'll fire this up, and I'm pretty sure that we've had another still, Keith.
Neil, I'm
Smooth
pretty
transition.
sure we are live, but you need to ask it. Can you ask it?
I do actually. It is of course the fix. Rolly, we live.
We are actually live, yes.
Do we even do live? Fuck is live?
Yeah.
Do we care about live anymore? Live is so yesterday. It's like it's just one of those things you don't really need to do. You know, like making weight. It's just
Yeah,
yesterday thing. Don't need to do that
Neil,
shit.
you were ahead of your time with the no live thing.
That's it. Nobody needs that. Need to be live. What's the
Enchantment.
talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fix. Show 205. 205. Ladies and
Jeez.
gentlemen, as you can see, we got Rolly Ray up in the top corner. We got the mighty Paul Lynn in the mother fluffing house. And we have also got a man who's been a talking point all over the internet of late. It's the lean machine, Tom Holland. Remember, if you're not subscribed to these three individuals, what the fuck are you thinking? Get over there now. Ray has taken on his spirit animal tonight and will be spending most of the show as a cat.
I just wanted to show my real face because we all know no one has met me in real life ever.
Nobody knows the real you.
No, this is real me. Meow. Meow.
Yeah. If you wondered why Ray loves cats and cats love Ray, now you know, guys. Let's see what we got in the chat. Let's have a look at what we got on here. Is anybody else? How's everybody else's day going in the chat? Let me know how your day is going in the chat. Guys, let's have a look who we got in there. We got Bricknose91 is the first guy I come across. Too Smooth in the house. Murphy, Chuck, Red Rabbit Resistance, which is a shit hot name. Andy Beckett, Ivan Kozlik, your boy Mitch, Max Power. Now, if you think I'm pronouncing that next one, let's have a look. Okok TX00. 205 points weight on the yeah, you can't go. It didn't roll off the tongue, that one, does it? Lagia Arm Historian is in the mother fluffing house. Get sub to him as well. He's a leg end. And yeah, we've 108 people in already. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will let you into a little secret. We have actually said to Ryan if he wants to come on here, and we can reunite the Fix crew, the original Fix crew. Yes. Going to ask Paul in a minute about some weight loss advice.
Listen, if we get Ryan here, do we instantly kick and push Tom Holland under the bus one more time?
just give it to Tom. It's absolutely hammered, Tom. Listen, Tom has been involved in some bangers this week, hasn't he? Absolutely on it is Tommy Holland. And just incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see yesterday's Dark Card 4, I'll not tell you how that thing goes down. What an absolute banger. Get in and check it out. The lean machine, that guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling against Mindaugas Terasatis. And what a match. What a match. That guy in the top corner, the cat, Rolly Ray, pulling against Tim Talmadge of Arms Sports Entertainment. It was all good. Absolute quality card. We have mega feedback. I didn't see it myself, got to be honest. I was presenting Britain's Strongest Man, but we've had mega feedback. Absolutely mega feedback. So I'm just going to send this message and the link over to...
Whoa, Neil. You're
Go.
telling me it wasn't live?
Oh my God, it wasn't live.
It wasn't live.
No, I forgot to mention. Did I not mention that?
I didn't know. I was at
Anybody do
home.
live
I was
anymore?
watching my match and I was thinking like, is this live?
Am I live? Are we really there or not? I don't know. What do you think about live, Paul? Do you love live? Are you a live guy?
mean, it was cool when we all started being able to go live, like, and do the fix and all that stuff. But I mean, everything has it runs its course, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what my missus said to me.
Yeah. Anyway, this is pre-recorded
Cool.
2023 November. Okay.
Yeah, that's not what it is.
It was live at the time.
Yeah.
It was live at the time.
It's a
I'm
prediction.
way fatter than
I feel like Tom got screwed. I feel like Tom got screwed.
Well, funny enough, it's funny you should say that, because when did you say? November 2023?
Yeah.
November. All right, Ryan made weight last week. Tom, you're going to pull him in 2025 January. He's just made weight, 86 kilos. So relax, Tom. It's all good. He might have put on a little bit of weight by the time he gets to the match. Don't worry about that. Weigh-ins are yesterday. Okay.
He only needs 24 hours to put on 20 kilo.
In fact, while we're on here, I'm just going to check in with Paul. Paul, I believe you do some amazing weight loss advice. And as you can see, I'm a fat bastard. If you were me, how would you go about getting down to 86 kilos for a match?
So for a match, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think
I've got a match like, in
the first
3
thing
weeks'
you do,
time.
yeah, the first thing you do is you start negotiating with the promoter about when you can weigh in. So you say, okay, like I was thinking, like I'm gonna weigh in at home before I get on the plane, and if they don't take that, you start work. You negotiate your way down, and if that doesn't work, you reach out to the guy you're pulling and say, hey, I'm probably gonna make weight via video. I'm gonna do it from my house. Is that okay?
Paul, listen. So you negotiate with promoter, right? Promoter says reach the guy. Do you reach the guy straight away, or do you reach it like when you're doing the weigh-ins already? Like,
well, yeah, you got to make it like as weird as possible. So you got to put that guy in a position where
you send him a half-naked video of yourself.
Yeah, you confuse them. First, you confuse them. You talk about some other stuff. Then you just drop it in subtly. And then you say, oh, by the way, since you're cool with it, even though you didn't answer, I already started doing it. Here's my video. It's the best way to do it.
That's good. Now that's good.
That's the best way.
It works.
Listen, guys, contact Paul Lynn for diet and weight cutting advice right now. The man knows his shit.
Yeah, yeah. And, honestly, like when we're talking about diet and weight cutting, I prefer to like not even talk about that, because why even do it, right? You could rig your scale. You could put a little tear. You could put a tear weight. You ever heard of that? Tear weight?
Yeah.
So you set the scale for like -8 kilos. That's usually what I tell people. They're like, what about carbs? I'm like, no, work on the scale.
That's the one.
Like, should I stay away from the carbs? No, you should stay away from untarred.
Eat the carbs. Eat them.
I love this diet.
Cut the carbs for your scale,
dude. I tell you what.
Just a different way of looking at things. You gotta think outside the box.
That's how you do it. You want weight loss advice. Let's work some scenarios, right? Let's say, bad scenario. Let's say you've reached out to the promoter, he passes you on, you get through to the guy you're going to arm wrestle, and he says, under no circumstances, no. And then you get back to the promoter and he says, no, under no circumstances, no. What do I do then?
Well, you just do what you want to do, and then you ask for forgiveness on the back end. Or maybe don't. Just do it, and see how it works out.
Maybe you are in a sport for 10 plus years and you pretend you didn't know basic things.
Oh, no,
yeah. Good. I mean, you can always claim ignorance. Whether people are going to buy it or not, that's up to them, but you can always claim ignorance. Yeah. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission. That's what I've
written this down. I've been writing this down. That is the one.
Tell you what, though, everything was written down. The whole schedule was written down on the athlete agenda, including the weigh-in. And he followed everything on the agenda, apart from the weigh-in.
Yeah, listen.
That's too much details. Come on, no one can follow that.
Yeah, As far as I'm concerned, that is the best advice for making weight I've ever come across. That is, and I will be. That's it. I'm on it. Me and Ryan on that. So we had a quick super chat there from Dino3343. And he's put Paul's traps, the Oakland, looking massive. He is looking pretty solid right there. Look at that, eh? What an hombre. And you can also say his value is not only the visual, but it's the technical. And if anybody's just joined the show, rewind it for about 3 minutes. You'll never miss weight again. So we got CO1 Ers. Love that for a name. Engintosi, Joseph Lovey. When? I heard they have a match at Arm Wars. Well, that's incredible because you've heard it before me. It's awesome. When is it? Won't be live, though. Just so you know. Will not be live. didn't, joking aside, I'm pretty sure they pulled in the final of the Masters WAF. Although I can't remember the year. Cannot remember the year when that happened, but when the frig did that happen? I'm pretty sure that
Same year Lobby was disqualified.
Was that the year?
Yes.
Super lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. When was it that, mate? Like that's 16.
I want to say Hungary 2015 or something like that. I might be wrong.
I think it was more like 16 or 17.
Was it?
But remember, he done the first WAL and he couldn't do the next one.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
That.
Yeah, because he did get nailed on the second one, didn't he? Anyway, we will fight. If Engin was here,
2016, yes.
There you go. That's why we've got Rolly. Technical director just kicked in. Right, when he needed him, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Rolly Ray's here. What a man. Cole Cruzat with a super chat. East versus West, 69. Bowen cuts to 70 kilo and dusts Minder. Mate. Anything can happen using the Lynn method. And all I can say is I have seen Paul Lynn weigh in for many an event now over at East versus West, and I do not recall any of the methods that he's just put out there being used. Because the motherfucker is sweating, and I'm taking the piss eating a pizza or something. Well, 3-4 pizzas, and he sat there looking at me like, you wanker.
He just walks around because water hates you.
Hitting on my fat ass, looking at me like, dude, I hate you. I fucking hate you.
I feel like that segment's gonna cost me. I think it is. I'm gonna get a bunch of serious questions about this in my DMs. I used to, like, when I first started, I got a ton of like training questions, training related stuff, because that's all I was posting. Now it's like I get a weight cut question at least once a day. Had one today.
Mate, how did you feel legit when Ryan said that? You must have been like, oh shit, Ryan, you didn't. Oh god. When he went on the video and said, oh, thank Paul for all that advice.
Perfect. Did I quote correctly? Perfect weight cut? It was perfect weight cut.
Oh
my. I was laughing myself sick. Watching that video, I was like, this is awesome. It couldn't get much better. It just rounded out perfectly, didn't it? Ryan, if you're watching, I know you're watching. Come on, Ryan. I've sent you the link, son. Come on, Ryan. Let's go. Got an idea, lads. Got an idea. Just going to throw this out, and it's out into the ether, and see what you think. So I propose a battleground at Arm Wars, right? And we can do it whenever it's convenient for all parties. But bear with me now. See what you think about this. On one side of a 4-man battleground, we would have the Lean Machine and Ryan Bowen. On the other side of the battleground, Rolly Ray and Auden Larratt.
Ooh.
How about that?
Ooh.
So I get Ryan first.
Devin Larratt, Auden Larratt, you're watching.
Fresh.
Yeah, you get Ryan fresh.
No weight cap. Now look, we're talking about weight caps with the weight cap because like Auden's big.
No, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So, Coach Ray and Auden, not as important on the weight. Unless Rolly Ray wants to make 86. But because Tom and Ryan are starting things off, they've got to make 86.
How many hours ahead?
18 hours. Standard weighing time, 18 hours. So,
18, okay.
Maximum 24. 18 to 24. I mean, Tom, that's what I think. Normal Arm Wars weighing rules.
I'm up for that. 100%. It's on own turf as well. But Ryan put a post on Reddit.
Right.
Saying that he'd put up $5,000 at 86 kilo and he don't think I'd take it because he thinks that I think I'd lose. So if he wants to put up money, decent bit of money in that, he could do same day weigh-in. But I'll put any money up with him on the same day weigh-in.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Listen,
but
he can't pull you on the same day weigh-in. He can't pull you on the same day weigh-in. It's impossible.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But he shouldn't be making.
See what Paul? What do you think about the whole same day weighing thing? Because I think it's kind of overthinking it. If I'm honest, I feel
Yeah, I
like
think
it ain't broke.
so. I think I have thoughts on it. And Devin's talked about it before, and I'm aligned with it. The fight sports do a 24-hour weigh-in, right?
Yeah.
So like, and it's weight class driven, and if it's a combat sport, that's usually how it goes. And I think if arm wrestling is gearing towards being more professional, then
Mm-hmm.
the weight cut is that much more important. And as the playing field gets deeper, as it is, you're going to see more guys not bouncing around the weight classes. Devin's talked about it too. Like if you're a true professional, you figure, all right, where is my best, most optimal weight? Like without losing too much, where is my sweet spot? If the competition gets so great in the weight classes, people are going to have to find and stick to something. And sometimes that means you're going to lose weight. Sometimes it means you're going to gain a little bit. But I think that same day weigh-ins change that, and it takes out a little bit of the professionalism. Like if I'm going to walk into a tournament and compete same day, then that means I've lost the potential opportunity to gain a slight advantage. Because I can't imagine doing any type of water cut for a same day weigh-in. So that means people are just changing their body type completely. Now, that said, I understand the counter argument of like, well, if it's same day weigh-in, then it's 100% fair. And I guess you're right, but it just takes one of those professional type aspects out of it that are shared by other sports.
Yeah. See that your last comment there is the one for me. It's so many other sports already utilize this same weighing criteria. 18 to 24 hours is accepted pretty much universally from any sport that I've ever seen. I mean, people have spoken about the whole same day weigh-in. Once you get to a certain size of promotion, that makes it impossible anyway, because just the logistics of doing the event, having people where you need them to be, promotional stuff, all the other elements that go in on the day, it just doesn't make it viable. You'd need an additional amount of staff, a lot of staff overlap in terms of what they do. We're not the UFC. You don't have 300 strong team of people working the show. So just from the logistics of pulling a show together, if you go to the biggest promotion at the moment, the East versus West, you still got an overlap in terms of the staff that are working the show, and you couldn't realistically expect there to be a same day weigh-in. It just wouldn't work, But from what I've seen, East versus West works perfectly fine as is. No issues there from any of the athletes. They're all weighing in on the same scale, in the same place, at the same time. I think that's an extremely fair example. And at the moment, that's the pinnacle of the game. So I don't really see any reason to change it. I don't know why you would look to change that. And if Ryan said that he's really up for pulling, I'll be honest with you, why I really like this in Arm Wars is because the story can be told around it. And if you look at that battleground that I spoke about a moment ago, there's some storylines there straight off the bat. I mean, so much history. Ray and Ryan. Obviously, it starts with Tom and Ryan and who can get through that. Whoever wins, whoever loses, you got a banger on the other side.
Tom and Ryan, Tom and Ray, Tom and Ray. We also have history.
Big time. I
It's the
mean,
greatest match I ever pulled.
mate, it's one of my favorite matches I've ever seen. It was absolutely friggin' phenomenal.
It could have been better for me, but it was good.
hell of a match. Hell of a match. And if I haven't already mentioned, guys, Arm Wars Dark Card 4, you need to get over there and check that out. And remember, that's only part 1. For no extra cost, you get part 2 this coming Saturday, another 6 bangers, and you also get the Titan House. So if you've not checked it out yet, go and look at the comments of the people that did. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the chat that checked it out that have are members now and have seen it. We're not going to talk about results, but god damn, there's some matches there and more to come. So yeah, get ready for Dark Card this coming Saturday as well. And also get in there. It's not live. Nothing's changed. Go check it out. You won't have any buffering issues. You won't have any problems. All edited super clean, and it's right there right now for you to go and check out. So guys, moving on to next topics. I wanted to sort of throw in a little thing that myself and Henry Naring to this week. And now that we've got everybody on, I wanted to get a bit of comment on this. Travis Bajan, off the couch now, no training, straight away stands up, walks to an arm wrestling table. And he's pulling Mindaugas Terasaitis. Who've you got and why?
Starting.
I have Minda.
You want to go, Paul?
No,
Round
I got
match.
Travis. I got Travis. Too much
Right-handed
weight.
this is as well. Right-handed.
Yeah. He still. Listen. I love Mindy. Like, I think Mindy can transcend weight classes like no other. I think if you got Travis on that table with Mindy, he would be the worst version of himself because he knows he can't afford to lose, and he would be a handful to deal with. And at the end of the day, the guy's still an elite arm wrestler and one of the best in the setup. I think it's just a little bit too much weight for Mindy, but I wouldn't count him out. I would take Travis though.
Tom, who you got?
It's a hard one. I heard your podcast a couple of days ago with someone else. I mean, common sense would say Travis because he's a lot bigger and he's very technical as well. He's good with a hand, but like I said, off the couch, I don't know what condition Travis is in.
Exactly. Now, Paul, have you pulled with Travis recently?
No, not in maybe like a year and a half or so. But also stylistically, it's weird for Mindy.
I see that the other way.
You think?
I think stylistically it's weird for Travis.
You think?
I think Mindaugas Travis is exactly what
fist and being all back pressure. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a problem for Mindy. Are we frozen?
That's Travis.
It was either frozen or shot.
Travis froze Neil.
Yeah, Neil is frozen. Does Neil's face look the same for you guys as me? Is it the funniest face ever to freeze on?
Like this? We should
just seen Travis beat Minda.
Mother back.
What about that? Where did I lose you? I hate that.
Right at this.
Oh, I was in blowjob face. Amazing.
You were frozen there for a good while.
Were you? I want to say, are you receiving or giving? Like what?
No, I don't give them, and that'd be very small. Yeah. No, somebody just crawled under the table there, guys, and I thought I better. That's not bad though, Ray. I like your work. So I don't know where I lost you there, guys, but I was saying on the back of what Paul was commenting on there. I think stylistically it could be quite bad for Trav, over multiple rounds, because I think that adjustments there are not as many that Travis would make unless he's really, really fit and he wants to finish quick. All through his career, wants to finish quick. I don't know whether he could. I don't know. I think it's interesting. How many times you pulled Travis, Paul?
Oh, lots and lots.
And how many times you pulled Mindaugas? Because you pulled him a little bit, and you trained a little bit with him.
Yeah. I mean, like we've practiced after the events, and we've warmed each other up. A good bit. We messed around a little bit on the table.
I remember you coming out at the East versus West and saying you've been pulling around with him a little bit, and he felt stout as.
Yeah. He's like as far as like getting a clean hook on the guy, he's about as tough as there is. You know what I mean? Like his hand and pronation and his adjustments going to the defensive side, the reverse top roll like no other.
And when was the last time you pulled with Trav? Where was he at? Strength level.
Not what he used to be, but still a problem. Like the last time that we were, I think the last time we were all in the same room was with. I mean, he'll still give Hutchings problems, with his setup and the style in practice. And obviously that's practice, and nobody's going crazy and everything else. But he's still stylistically able to mix it up for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ray, who've you got?
I would think Minda, just to piss Travis off. It's always the heavyweight, and I think Travis is on it, but Minda is really tricky. And if let's say how many times they pull? Do they pull 1, 2 times?
No, I'm thinking six round match has to be early. I think Travis wins.
I would go to Minda if it's Travis untrained for sure. Minda is extremely good. Like he feels very, very weird. Like I have
Yeah.
told him, I have warmed up with him. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And he's a really, really good arm wrestler. If he wants, he will try to defend. If he wants, he can attack. He can now. We saw he can pull hook. He can pull top roll. He can do many different things. I feel like he can play with you and figure you out. And I give him a slight edge on this.
Yeah, I do. I think it'd be really funny.
Like, yeah.
Not a match I ever want to happen
No.
because I don't. Yeah, I don't endorse the lightweights pulling the heavyweights at all. I think it's not a good move. Very bad for injuries and so on. But that said, I think it's a very engaging topic. So here's my next question on that then. Travis versus Samusha. And Travis is allowed to train. So you've got
how long?
3 months.
Samushi. 6 months.
Yeah.
Travis. That's how I would think.
That's
3
interesting.
months. Samushi stops him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a very hard man to finish, isn't it? David Samusha.
Yeah.
As we can see, like I would say it's not a very hard man to finish. It's impossible to finish because no one has done it. Because no one has done it in a super match. Shut up, Paul. Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Paul did. But at 86 kilos, no. Yeah.
I'm very interested. Let us know in the chat what you guys think about that. About David Samusha, Travis Pageant. Let us know what you think about.
He's a stylistic problem. A guy who doesn't get tired, and it's hard to finish fast. You know, and if you do get control, he'll still dig in. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Do you think he's the most dangerous? Go with Tom on this. Do you think David Samusha is the most dangerous from the middleweight division down? The most dangerous for heavyweights. So do you think there's a guy who's more dangerous in the middleweight division or anywhere below that, specifically for heavyweights? Which guy below that weight class cracks?
What is the limit? 86 is the limit.
What do you think it should be? What do you think's reasonable? I was thinking sort of the 85s.
Okay. It's a stylistic thing as well. If you put someone like Mindaugas versus Camille,
no chance for Mindaugas.
No chance.
No chance.
What's the good result? That was a bad one.
Listen, I would say like this, and we see it all the time. So we have Lithuania has great heavyweights. Latvia, we don't have many great heavyweights. Like Sanders is our heavyweight, and he's not real heavyweight, right? So 2 weeks ago, Tuoms, Giannis, they went for competition. Sanders in Lithuania. Giannis beat one of their heavyweight champions. Last time they came to Latvia, Tuoms beat the heavyweight champion of Lithuania. So there's like very high level, I would say elite 86, even 77 kilo pullers will definitely give like either beat or give a crazy match to someone that's not absolute elite. Like
I agree.
Because those guys, they're pros. They're pro arm wrestlers. Like winning national title in Lithuania is no joke. It's really hard. And some of those guys have high placings in WAF and pulled everywhere. But Giannis did it last year. Again, he did it. Toms did it like in a December competition. We had it here. The guy that won now overall. This time he beat them, but before he lost. So heavyweights still will do, but not the elite ones. I don't think any elite one will lose to any 86 kilo guy. I really don't believe. Let's say top 20. Top 20 will
I would agree.
With the exception of like Zoc in his heyday.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But Jock has a hand of super heavyweight.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
right. That's the difference. It's not the he just has the hand and the power there. So he has the super heavyweight hand. He still has it. He's just a different guy.
I think you hit the nail on the head with the elites thing. It's a very engaging question. How this came up, before tonight's show was twofold. Obviously, we're talking about the situation with Ryan, and Ryan claiming, okay, if I go down in weight classes, where do I become my most powerful? And that started a line of questions, which I got into with a few people. And then off the back of that, it was claims around elite lightweights and middleweights who would give and could give problems to the majority of heavyweight arm wrestlers. Not elite arm wrestlers. We're not talking Kamil Jablonski and Vitaly Laletin. But if you come down from that top tier, where do you think the lines get blurry? I mean, I wanted to go around with this a little tonight. If we threw a few names out there, heavyweights who are prominent but not ultra elite, and we start to look at quite elite pullers from lighter weight classes, where do they top out?
Mhm.
So this is quite a cruel exercise in some ways. But if you were just talking about guys that I think are right below that elite level, okay, so they're not super elite, but they're still rock solid. So if we went with a couple of different styles, let's look at Ron Bath and let's look at Chance Shaw as heavyweight arm wrestlers, right? And then we'll go heavier and bigger. So then we'll look at your sort of Derek Smith, who's a true super heavyweight, and we'll bounce them off a couple of lads and see what we think. So where does Chance Shaw start falling over, do you reckon, against lighter weight guys? If we put Chance Shaw against Daniel Prokopchuk, stylistically, I think that's quite an easy match in some ways, but I'd like to see it. What do you think?
I think Chance Shaw with his style, I think he's very hot and is very tough just because he has great style. Like his top roll is really
I
good.
think that style is perfect for him. Now let's look at another one. What about if we go for someone like Tortiev and Chance Shaw?
That's a harder match for sure.
You see what I'm trying to play with here? I'm playing with styles.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you got
I think you've got a super strong guy in Daniel who's very suited to Chance Shaw's style of pulling.
Mhm.
But if you change that up and go from that short lever guy to
Yeah.
the long lever guy, I think it's a very different match. And I think Chance and Tortiev would be bloody interesting.
So levels in arm wrestling is very weird thing, right? So Paul, we go back. Paul beats Samushi, who is best 85 kilo puller we have seen probably, right? Paul beat him in a war, but also Paul is elite level 95 kilo puller. So he's also elite. So I would think if you go 2 classes down, if we take 10 kilos as a class, so 85, 95, 105, a 105 kilo pro could most likely give a match to elite 86, 85 kilo puller, right? I would think me and
Just
Tom,
for clarity, Ray, I'm talking about the 85 kilo Tortiev, not the now Tortiev.
okay.
I'm talking about the 85 kilo Tortiev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then I would think
Yeah.
Chance Shaw. I would still think Chance.
Yeah, I like Ray's line of thought. I think if you're saying like sub elite but the very high level pro, you're looking at probably a 2 weight class drop. I like the idea of thinking about it that
But
way.
it's
I think that's pretty solid.
But
then
that
it's style
doesn't make
driven.
you. But if like let's say so, me and Tom, right? I would think we're not elite, but we're pros. We're right behind the elite guys, right? I believe like whatever the line 10, 15 guys, that's somewhere where we live, right? So if you beat us and you're a heavier guy, you are in your weight class way below. Like that's just how I feel it. That's how it should be. Because you're most likely not the lead guy at your weight class because you wouldn't feel us. Right? Elite guys at your weight class wouldn't feel me. Paul wouldn't feel me. Paul wouldn't feel Tom. But if Paul's level was lower, then it's a match. Arm wrestling is very tricky. And people kind of get we see the champions and they're like, oh, he's a great champion. Yes, styles make matches, different people versus different people, there's different things. But I feel like it's very hard if like I feel like Giannis can fight with everyone except the absolute elites at any class. Everyone else he can because he's just so good, because he's at that elite level at his weight, right? And that is the difference. Like I think Paul could also fight with almost everyone because he's also at elite level at his weight.
I'm a
Well,
big
I think to
believer in
add
the
on to
style
that,
thing. Sorry, go, Paul.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that the X factor in that is the styles,
Yeah,
because regardless of where you put somebody or how you see them, whether their level or whatever, there's always the guy who might not be as good who can give that person a problem. You know, you see it in tournaments all the time. Like that guy's ace move is your kryptonite, and he may be 2 levels below you, but he hits it just right, and you're in trouble. So I think
perfect,
that styles are so important. And like the more I learn and the more I start looking at this stuff and looking at the upcoming matches, the more I dig into that over almost everything. You know, the style matchup is something that you can almost like mentally quantify. There's a bunch of variables that you can't control, weight cuts, whatever, what's injuries and things. But what you can do is make an honest assessment, like if you're going to put money on it, and say, how do these styles match up? And I think that style is more important than common wins and losses.
I couldn't agree more, mate. It's
not only wins and losses, but also like whatever the history was, because it's a different thing. And I'm 100% with you that like the styles is the most important thing when we go down looking at arm wrestling matches, because like. So everyone's looking at this match, Irakli versus Todd, and everyone, because Irakli has been looking so amazing, they're picking Irakli. But stylistically, Irakli has to be incredibly strong to deal with Todd because he's so good at dealing with that style. Like perfect, like master, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. What, as I say, this was where I wanted to take tonight a lot, because we had a massive amount of questions pour in about Ryan couldn't have been. Where could Ryan have gone to when he was 100 kilos? Where would he top out at the weight he came in at? Wherever that was, where would he top out in terms of not the elite 86, not the sort of super elite 86, but that next tier down? Where does he top out at? Where does he need to be when he talks about coming in at 86 and giving a match to Samusha? Is he delusional? In my mind, I don't think that Ryan is at the level where he's going to give David Samusha problems anywhere around that range. I don't think so at all. But what I would say is, I wanted to sort of get this conversation going to illustrate that it's more about style than anything else. And I think that's applicable regardless of the arm wrestler. Whoever you are, you can find a guy from the lower weight classes who's tailor-made to give you major problems. And you can play around with that and have a lot of fun with it. You know, it can be a really engaging topic and line of conversation.
You know,
and on that note, who do you think is your biggest bogey wrestler below you, Ray? If you look at stylistically, who's your biggest problem? Who's the worst guy for you?
Like I can say, like, literally, Giannis is the worst guy for me because his top roll style, when he's healthy and he can hit sideways, I can do nothing. He's like literally my kryptonite. Like his style.
Here's what
I pulled Tim Talmadge, and Tim has a very similar style of Giannis. Giannis is more efficient on things, but I just don't like that style. Because of the things that I do, I'm trying to get your pronator while you go over my pronator. And that's the difference.
Well, the other piece there, the other really important factor is you guys know each other inside and out.
Yeah.
You pull each other all the time.
Yes.
So like, there's everybody's downloading data when they're pulling. You tell me you're not doing it. Like, you can work as a good teammate, but you're still learning whether you want to learn or not. And you know what works and what doesn't, and you choose when to use it and when not to. So like, if that right there, how much experience two pullers have with each other is a big factor in picking a match too.
Yeah, but it's like, so like we talk about like what happens in real life. So you go to tournament, right? And let's say you pull a hook, and your ability to get into the hook is way better than anyone else's ability to defend. So it looks like you carving through the butter. Boom, 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 boom. Right? You go to a different tournament, and there's some just hook puller that meets you in the middle and you get stopped and you're in a fight and you win. Doesn't matter. You beat everyone else, but he was the only one that gave you match because of direction, because of the style. And this is always happens. People sometimes think like as soon as someone stops you, they got into a match. No, because they went where you went. So if literally, if I'm going sideways, I'm trying to stop your top roll like this, but you cup me and turn me, right? I went where you wanted to go. We're both going the same. And then maybe your ability to turn and get the center is better than my ability. My ability to beat you from position is better. Like, so people will assess the matches from those points of view while it's something else. While it's just a guy that met you where you are going, not trying to avoid you. Because sometimes, like hook pullers, they're trying to cup the guys in and get them out, and top rollers try to avoid them, right? So you don't really engage them because they don't get this because you stop them right here, right? So arm wrestling is tricky, and I think more we educate people about these things, more they're gonna see the beauty in
It's funny. It's funny. I've had a huge influx of new pullers coming to practice, and like they'll ask questions like that, like, you know, how do you know how far someone is away from you? And a lot of that has to do with the style. And when I'm explaining it, I usually come back to two posting top rollers that want to have their knuckle up. That you can go against the posting top roller and he can have 1 pound more of riser strength than you and crush you, flash, bang, you know, because you both went there.
because
So
you're
you
both
cannot
fighting for
judge
this.
things. If you can hold 50 pounds and he can hold 51 and yours goes, bam.
But as
If
soon
you
as
stay in that
you
lane,
go differently,
and
everything
that's the
changes.
thing. Yeah, because new guys will go to tournaments and be like, "Man, I went 0-2. I got crushed by this guy," and I'm like, I know who that guy is. You should be able to compete with that guy. Well, how did you try and pull him? And then you're like, "Oh, okay." You know what I mean? But that's the biggest thing. That was the thing that I had a hard time digesting as a new puller. I thought if you lost, early on, that guy was just stronger than you, and you had to just get stronger. It took a while for me to come back and beat somebody. Couple months, I had to pull this guy again, and now I beat him, and I'm in control. And I'm like, ooh, light bulb. I did something different. I think that style, the style thing is so important for everything. Like there's an answer to everything. And when you get to that like super max level, it's about deciding what lane is vulnerable and can I get that lane strong enough in time.
So Tom, here's a question for you, mate, right? You've obviously just pulled Ryan when he was at that 100 kilo weight, where he's at. You've just felt exactly what he's got. If we play with that a little bit and you say, okay, where do you believe that Ryan's level is at there? Let's look at a couple of guys, okay? Firstly, Giannis Amelins.
Nah, Giannis will kill him.
You think Giannis kills him?
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
Do you know what? I'm not gauging the right Ryan Bowen because of I don't care about saying that I was expecting that and I prepared wrong for him because I was guaranteeing that he was going to try and Kingsmove and top roll. So when he actually come inside, that threw me off like massively, and that weren't what I was expecting at all. And it turns out he come out with a strong hook, like he got carved right inside, and that he was really strong there. And I only tried top rolling him once. When I top rolled him, but it was just banging in the hook the whole time.
No, right, there's not a lot about it. Ryan can arm wrestle.
Yeah, 100%. I knew that as well coming into it. Like I know he can pull it everywhere, and that's why I kept guessing. Like each round, I was like, right, what's he going to do this time? What's he going to? Turns out he just went hook every single round, and like I said, he's strong in there. But if someone's running away from the hook, I don't think he'll have enough strength in the hand and wrist to stop it. With someone like Giannis, I think Giannis will run over him.
Interesting. Do you guys agree, Paul and Ray? So the Ryan we just saw, 100 kilo Ryan versus Giannis. Good match, easy match.
Oh,
I think it's a good
very
match.
very tough match.
I think it's a good match. I think it could go either way. I don't think there's any chance Ryan would be able to hook Giannis. But the question is, at that weight, can his hand back pressure pronation match him? and we're talking about, you know, significant weight difference.
Mhm.
So when you revisit that question again at that 85 or whatever, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I really think also people don't understand how strong some of these guys are at their weight. Their weight is transcending weight classes, at
Mhm.
least two,
Yeah.
three weight classes. So listen, like I said, I'm a good level pro. I'm not elite, but I can go to most tournaments on the planet and pull multiple classes.
Yeah.
And there's guys that literally at 75 and 80 kilos,
Mhm.
they can go and pull 100 and beat everyone there with ease. So there's levels at elite level, and I believe like Giannis has that elite level. You know, I'm picking Giannis over Bowen every single day.
Yeah.
And Tom knows. Tom pulled it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I know what both of them are like, and Giannis is hard to hook. Giannis is really hard to hook, and Ryan's not a hooker. Ryan's not a hooker. Ryan accessed the hook because I was getting in the hook with him. Like if he's going against someone like Giannis or Mindagus or someone like that, that's not going to let him inside. He's not going to get inside, I don't think.
Yeah. I did like Ryan pulled very well. Like
Yeah.
before he got injured, right?
Yeah.
So he pulled on a good defense and he looked really good. And it kind of threw you off your game because you expected completely different things. You expect him to King's move, you expected him to top roll, and he was just stuck there. And you kind of couldn't get the full cup on him. He had a good back pressure that whatever he's doing, 100 kilo bicep curl is definitely some strength is there for sure. Like Ryan didn't look bad at all. It's the whole problem is that he's proclaiming he's 85. You know, me
So
70.
let's look at a couple of different scenarios to try and round this out further. And we'll try to go to guys who are a little bit more, not monotechnical, but easy read in terms of where they're going to go in matches, right?
Mhm.
So if you were to look at Matt Mask, pretty much measured quantity, we know where Matt Mask is going, right?
Yes.
And if you were to put Matt Mask with Bet Killy, who have you got? Right-handed.
Right.
Right hand. I don't know where right is.
I don't either. And because of that, I would default to Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in another route. Let's go another route, right? Let's go Matt Mask, Samusha.
Matt Mask.
Matt.
Yeah. Matt, yeah.
He will take the hand. He will stay on outside. He's too long. You will not stay.
And the
Easy
big-
match, hard match. 6 rounds.
I think if Matt brings that venom for all of those rounds, I think he also possesses the explosiveness to be able to finish through it. Because I think that's kind of where Samusha will stop people right quarter inch above that pad if they can't follow through. And when you see him doing that, like against Nerdalette, you're talking about a shorter levered guy. Once you get hand control from a height, like a position of extreme height, and you're dropping all that body weight down, it's harder to stop. And Matt can hit through the table.
Let's have a think who else we could throw in here. Try and think of monotechnical lads or guys who are really easy read in terms of where they're going. Elite guys. It doesn't have to be North America. Can be pretty much anywhere you want. So if you were looking at somebody like Georgi Svetkov, who everyone knows pretty much what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who is the most dangerous style from the lighter weight classes? And by lighter weight classes, let's go below 115. So anywhere from like 105 down. Who is the most dangerous style, purely style, do you believe for him? Because we know Georgie's mega top roller, probably as good as it gets, top rolling, really. Not the fastest guy in the world. Who have you got?
Correctly.
Defensive style. Defensive style. So most likely he's so big that he will put you on a B side. But if you can defend it long enough without losing too much, that's where it gets dangerous. Like
So
I
you
don't
know
think
what a match that was interesting to me? Toddzilla.
Mm.
Oh, I would probably pick Todd in that match. Not because I don't think Georgie's
Hey,
amazing.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I just thought, I love that match. I fucking love it.
Well, the thing
Because
is
they
that
can
that
both
match,
hold the pronator so well.
yeah, and I don't think that match goes defensive for Todd. I don't think it. I don't think it passes 12 o'clock, to be honest, because Todd has been so committed to that back pressure, side pressure hit, like, and he's been so like willing to flirt with false starts that I think it stops in the middle of the table.
Bogdan Stoiker, welcome to the chat, mother fluffer.
Evening, gents.
Congratulations on a really impressive victory over at the Knuckles Up, mate, over at Jason.
I
Very,
hate
very
you.
good.
I
That was
hate.
horrible.
Okay.
So have
That
you
was a
been
horrible match.
watching? Have you been watching, Bogdan? Do you know what we're on with here?
I've been listening, but I think I'm a bit backwards. I just scrolled.
Well, we're talking about styles, mate. We're talking about problematic styles for, i.e., everybody's got the bogeyman or the bogey style. You know, everybody's got a style that can screw you up, no matter whether you're big, small. And we were just talking about Georgi Svetkov, Bulgarian super heavyweight, phenomenal top roller, not necessarily the fastest guy in the world, and who we thought would be the most difficult match for him stylistically.
For Georgie.
We talked about Toddzilla, but yeah, have you got anybody else you can think of that? Excuse me, I missed a little thing there. We're talking about stylistic threat from a lower weight class, anywhere down from 105.
Okay. I would say even Samusha, man. It's hard to finish that guy off in any kind of way. You manage to take the wrist. What are you gonna do with it? It doesn't really work, does it?
That, I mean, if David could do anything with that would be unbelievable. Personally, I think that he's too big, too much size.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think when Samusha stops matches without his hand, I think it's involuntary. He's trying to hook. Whereas when Todd approaches the top roller, he is doing his version of top roll like antidote, which is thought out and he sets up for it. The way he sets up in the strap is different and his initial movements are slightly different. And he has it down to a T, whereas Samusha would be involuntarily put there, and I think that would be a little bit of the difference and then the lever length. But you never know. Samusha has a heart that's 10 times too big for his body.
Yeah, true. You can exclude anybody that does a clean hook. I don't think that works because it's hard to put Georgie in a hook. I don't know. Maybe Irakli. I think Irakli would take him.
That was my first thought. That was the first name I spit out.
Is that mostly because of the pace, guys? Just to be clear where you're going with that. Do you see that because of the speed?
I think that Irakli's back pressure on go initiation, back pressure pronation combination, less about the hand and more about that because he can even pull from that position in a slight negative. I think that winning that center line this way, he's probably the only guy at the lighter weights that could do that with somebody like Georgie.
Interesting.
Plus, we gotta understand that he's used to pulling very, very big guys. He's used to very, very big hands.
Yes. Yeah. See, I've got Georgie in that match. I think Georgie would win that. Personally, I think he's got too good control of the hand and wrist, and he's and obviously that size, and he's very good at stopping people from getting the A side. Very, very good at that. And I think that
I would have him favored too. He would be a favorite, I think.
Yeah, but the Todd match, I really like. I think that's great. I think Todd gives Georgie all kinds of trouble. All kinds of trouble stylistically. In a minute, we're going to bring this a bit closer to home as well. Let's have a look here. We got a couple of super chats that I haven't answered yet, and I just want to knock them over. Let me see. Okay. Udipta, thank you for your super chat, mates. But following arm wrestling since 2013, love the good old rooftop arm wars matches, mate. They were great. What about a match between Tom and Corey Miller? And shout out to the panel tonight. Thank you very much for your super chat, mate. I think Tom and Corey would be interesting. I think it'd be an interesting match, and you never know, that one could be something down the tracks. I'm pretty focused on that battleground thing if it can come to fruition. I'm definitely, if Tom and Ray are happy to do that. Ryan, if you're watching, I know you're watching, mother. Let us know where you at. Where you at? Britton
He's
Watkins.
watching.
Oh, he's watching, no doubt. Britton Watkins. Neil, as the encyclopedia of arm wrestling, how good was my buddy Dickie Spearoff at his peak? Oh, I love that guy. What a top guy that is. Dickie Spearoff is a great dude. If you don't know Dickie Spearoff, what a good bloke that is. I haven't seen Dickie Spearoff for friggin' ages. I've seen Dickie Spearoff, I don't think, since the WAL events. Is he still active, Paul?
I don't know if he's pulling. I mean, I still see him post on Facebook. He's in phenomenal shape.
Strong man, that as
He
well.
is chiseled. But I don't know if he's still active pulling. That's a good question.
Because Britain's put there, he never brags. Yeah, you bet your ass he doesn't. And I wasn't around arm wrestling during his prime. What I can tell you, mate, is that Dickie was mega strong and mega entertaining. Very entertaining guy to watch. Was in some great matches in the World Arm Wrestling League against solid competition. Never disappointed. Phenomenal puller. Lovely dude. And please pass on my best to Dickie Spear. I haven't seen Dickie in ages, and he's a great guy. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, what a top guy. So yeah, please pass on my best. Very solid, mate. Very solid. Wasn't the elite, but a real beast. And if you we're talking about styles, you went into a hook with that guy, you knew you're in a match because the boy's got an arm. He is as strong as you like. Very strong guy indeed. So let's have a bit of a laugh with this while we've got some time and before everybody has to jump off. Because I want to go for about another 10 minutes, guys. I want to go around and see if we can get a bit of a reality check for each one of you guys in here. So, stylistically, Rolly Ray, we've done you with Yanis, yeah? You reckon he's your absolute worst match? We didn't do Paul. Stylistically, worst match that you can think of from lower weight classes.
From a lower weight class.
Yeah, who's if you looked at all the elites from the lower classes, who do you think
went down.
That's a tough one.
I mean, somebody like Mindy. I mean, it's a good example. Like, I wouldn't be able to arm wrestle Mindy the way I want to arm wrestle a regular person. Like, if I have my choice in my lane where I want to go against everybody to win a tournament as fast as I possibly can, that lane is not where I would be able to go against Mindy, which means even though, there's maybe a 40-pound weight difference, I would have to train specifically for a length of time to get myself to a point where I would feel comfortable in that match because he's that good where he goes, So, I mean, he's a good example. I'm sure there's plenty of others too.
See, interesting. We'll track back at this point on what I'd written down for you both. I had a different one to Ray, for Ray. I had Daniel Prokopchuk as the biggest problem for Ray. And why is because he's so powerful in where you're strong and so good at doing what you do that it leaves you no lane.
That is also true. Yeah. I was thinking more about so there's always going to be a guy that you meet in your own lane where it just feels like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If Bogdan can say this, if you meet a presser that just presses better, you're like, damn it. And then you kind of out of it and you can't figure it out. Do you do something else and I lose everything and whatever? But I was thinking more about the style where you it's not your style, right? Because your style, you can put anyone in Paul's style that's just as strong, will be uncomfortable match, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was thinking completely different style. That's why. Yeah.
Now, for me, I had Georgi Tortiev. I thought that, for me, that's a horrible bastard style.
Yeah.
Reversing
Terrible.
top roll, super tall, super fast.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's, very hard. For Paul, we were aligned, mate. I had Mindaugas. I had Teresaitis as a stylistic problem for you. Right, Tom.
So I'm going to say for me, my kryptonite
weight class is below you. So if you go down, so let's say 70 kilos and down.
To be honest, it's not really anyone in particular. It's not even a strength level. It's more like a stylistic thing with me. Someone with a shorter arm, bit more compact, strong hand and wrist. That's going to punch over, turn me on my bicep. That's going to be hard to get out of for me. And it's a lot harder to stop as well for me. I hate pulling the shorter guys.
A little bit harder, I suppose, for you, Bogdan, because it's the lightning speed that gives you a big advantage, and you're very versatile in that respect. But worse styles for you, mate?
I would say like, I need to pick a person, right?
Yeah, if you can, and let's say, what are you like, 95 right now?
Yeah, 95.
So if we went to, let's say 80 kilos and down.
It has to be Minda. It has to be. Because I would put so much effort into every single pin because he protects the back of the hand so hard. Unless I could go very clean top roll on top roll or just side pressure through him. Keep him flat and just go to the side very quick. But that would be an interesting one for me. I always thought about it because he's a lot smaller than me. He's 15 kilos smaller than me, but he's so good at what he does going backwards. On strict rules, I think it's good. If we get a bit unstrict rules, I even see myself losing that.
Interesting.
God damn, we hate Mindaugas.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, listen, I'm aligned with a lot of that in terms of
all of us are sitting here like he's like,
bastard.
But Minda is so impressive with what he does. He has developed that style, and he's so ridiculously strong. And his ability, and I feel like he's growing because it's super matches and everything else. He used to be terrible before. I feel like he's worse now. And he's like 75 kilos. You know what people always ask me?
Now.
Everyone is Minda steroids.
The worst part is
why is he so strong? And I'm like,
the worst part is he looks so regular too. It's terrible.
He has the ultimate sleeper build.
I new people talking about arm wrestling, and they always associate bigger, stronger, and I always reference him back. Like, here, take a look at this guy. He'll beat everybody.
He's got the sleeper build.
He has the ultimate sleeper build. Joshua needs to get stronger to be that. You know, Minda is the GOAT.
Who's he pull next? Is it odds enough? Who's he pull next?
Wait, it's. I don't think it's announced.
Okay, let's leave that then.
Yes.
Yeah. Forget it. We don't know. But
me with three rum and cokes, you know.
Let's see if we can apply this the other way a little then, and have a bit before we jump off. Let's think about somebody who's an absolute bastard to pull against. So let's go with. Oh, actually, let's finish the Matt Mask thing a little bit, right? Let's finish the Matt Mask thing because I think we illustrated with the explosivity that because he's got the lever length and everything, he would do very well in that respect. But if we try and find, okay, Nugo Shikadze.
I was thinking about him.
Brad just put him in the comment.
I was thinking about Nugo right now.
Put him in the chat. Yeah.
Brad Grundy's in the comments, is he?
Yeah. He said he thinks Nugo will be.
That's why I'm super chat.
Yeah. He thinks Nugo could give Svetkov a run.
Oh, I've just cut Timmy Turner's put him as well here. Timmy Turner, you're aligned.
Sleeper build ever. Because he has absolutely.
So let's look at that. So Nugo Shikadze, Matt Mask. Who have you got, Ray? Mate, I'm telling you, I love it.
That's a tough one.
I do love it too. I think Nugo at 115. I'm sorry, Matt. I think Nugo. The way that the things that I have seen him do before, I believe he's either surpassed Matt's level or right there.
Very interesting match, that, isn't it? Very interesting. Who've you got, Paul, that one? Nugo or Matt?
Who are you asking?
You.
I don't know. That to me, it's a toss up. Need a little bit more data on Nugo. I mean, I do think the weight, potentially could be really close. So we're not talking about a huge weight difference.
No,
But
Nugo is
Hugo's
115 now.
that dude, isn't he?
that's so crazy because he's just not even tall. You know what I mean? I really see Nugo as a 90-kilogram puller.
Yeah,
That's the scary part. Like if he decided I want to be the best in the world, like and he met like Samusha at 90, that's trouble,
Listen,
See, funnily enough, here, Marius Gate has just put Matt Mask versus Ongabayev. Marius, that's another one I've got written down here, mate. Ongabayev Matt is another one I've got written down here.
I was thinking Ongabayev and Svetkov.
And sorry, Ongabayev and
Svetkov.
Well, that's
a
not
different stylistic weight, but
I will go crazy and I'll say Matt Mask over Ongarbayev.
Ooh.
Very interesting. Tom, Matt Mask, Ongabayev, Matt Mask, Nugo.
I don't know Nugo. I'm going to have to look him up after this.
He's killer.
The guy that Devon can never beat on a practice table.
Hey, Nugo is
unbelievably
strong.
We'll have to leave that one.
Insane.
I'll probably go Matt Mask over Ongabayev. Though.
Easy or hard?
Hard. Oh, it won't be easy.
Very hard.
It won't be easy. There's no quitting Ongabayev. There's no quitting any of them. I think Matt's just a bit more aggressive.
Mate, I friggin' love that match. I think it's an absolute mega battle. Bogdan? Both of them. Nugo Matt and Ongabayev Matt.
I have to go with Nugo, man. I love the guy. I just love him. And I think that short limbo is crazy. He's like just escaped the Matrix. He's so cool, the little guy. And he's built like a pit bull.
He's absolute pit bull. I call him all the time pit bull. I call him all the time like pit bull.
Guys, for real, that really should be a match, like East versus West 17, like that really, or 18 or whatever it is. That needs to happen because
I've got we have more time. I've got a
hanging right now.
Here.
Yeah,
honestly, I've got a big list here of matches that are just stood matches. Absolute. We could pick it up next week, maybe. Maybe we pick it up next week and we carry on because we ain't got time this week. But I got a list of matches here that were with different arm wrestlers. I wanted to illustrate this style because look, I know we have a laugh with the stuff with Ryan and what have you, but a lot of the questions that came out of this in terms of, if I drop weight, I'll be a beast at this. Forget Ryan. Take Ryan out of the equation. It doesn't necessarily work like that for any arm wrestler. It can. You want to drop weight and you want to obviously capitalize and be big at the weight. But it's about the versatility, and it is, as myself, Paul, Ray, Tom, and Bogdan have been talking about, styles are so critical. So critical.
Everyone has that sweet spot. I think everyone has that sweet spot. So I used to pull 75 and everything, but my sweet spot is around 83 kilos. I know.
So you mean in terms of your physical?
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
And the weight class, it doesn't like necessarily. I have been bigger. I have been at 90 kilos, but I don't think I was better. I don't think I was better, stronger, whatever. Right? I was just bigger. So it really there's a sweet spot. This is why.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys that go up in weight, but they don't have the results. It's the same thing as, you go to powerlifting and the guy says like he used to, let's say, 93 kilo weight class, and now he's going to go to 105. So every kilo he gains on that weight doesn't increase his bench or squat by 5 kilos. It's just a small increases. So every single person has that sweet spot.
One guy I thought went bigger and went not as excited and not as entertaining and not as good, Dimitri Trubin. I thought Dimitri Trubin, when he was a little lighter, was so unbelievably impressive. He was the guy, when he was anywhere from showing up at 95, 100 and then going up to 110s. At the Nemirovs, he used to come in there and he was so entertaining, so impressive. And he was such a good arm wrestler, so well-rounded. And when he went super Trubin and went huge, I think he sort of let go of the technical side of his game a little.
Yes. All the angles changed.
It was the same arm.
Yeah. But who went heavy and became super good? Hermes Gasparini.
Oh, so there's a few.
I think he's the best example in my opinion.
Michael Todd's another.
Yeah.
Gennady Quitvinia's another.
Yeah. Like like all of them just went ballistic. We saw Prudnik went bigger weight. He used to pull 95,
Yeah.
went bigger. Was okay, but wasn't as great at 95.
Exactly. Didn't do
the
didn't
net
do the
gain.
same for him, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the net gain. Net gain's not as
Also
much.
for that small stint he was in.
Who's got the most potential to go bigger? You reckon?
Devon Hart.
That's an
Listen,
interesting.
hey Devon, I'm pretty sure. I think I guessed it right. I asked him like how much you weigh, and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, 305 pounds, and he said, "Who you talking to?" So I'm pretty sure we're gonna
Hey.
see 140 kilo Devon.
You look frigging big. I was talking to Dev. When was I talking to him? Friday. I was on the phone to him Friday, and his neck looked massive.
Yeah.
Round his neck, and not like me, where it's like just that I'm part man, part seal. I mean, like just better massive. You know, not like you've definitely got type 1 diabetes, man. He looked like yeah. So I don't know. Or the only thing I would say there is, that's an interesting one. What a difference that makes. Does he? Because I still feel like that first time they met, it was on. It could have been. Devon could have won at points there, and I think he got a little carried away, and he took the match into deep water a little bit longer than he needed to, and it went wrong. You know, bless him for making the match, but I wonder how much difference the size makes, because the interesting thing is there. You know, when Dev says sometimes he loses a great deal of weight and he doesn't feel it affects him that badly.
Yeah.
Surely this is kind of an acid test of that, isn't it?
Well,
No,
that's what. Yeah, that's when we came back. Remember when Devin was cutting down to 105 and
Yeah,
everybody was like,
exactly.
"Oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna kill him."
Yeah.
And like I was in like talks with Devin, like we were texting back and forth through the whole cut. And I told him that I believe, since you haven't gone this deep into cutting so long, you're gonna get these intangible advantages from it. You're gonna get the mental clarity. You're gonna get like I've already won once by getting there. All that effort that he put into that cut makes that match that much more important. And you're gathering like this inertia as you're doing it. And I think, Devin's talked about it too. Like, we're talking about guys making cuts and making classes. That's true professionalism. If we're going to be a professional sport, we're going to have guys who are weight manipulating and going through that process as a true professional does in other
And
sports.
we've seen it, haven't we? I mean, Todd used to be a classic example, didn't he? When he'd come in at the WL and he'd be losing stupid weight. And I love that you made the point there, because myself and Tom were talking on the phone the other day, and we were talking about, weight cuts that we've done over the time. I used to weight cut, and you do get a sense of like a victory when you make weight. If you've gone
It's
into
hard.
the trenches to make a weight, when you make the weight, it's almost like you've won already a bit, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
You feel like,
and then
okay,
and
that's
then
the first bit done.
then you follow it up with the replenished process where you're feeding your body all these nutrients that they haven't had in a while, and you get that euphoric feeling. You're basically, you feel like you're on a stimulant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there's things that mentally can carry you through that cut, especially if you get yourself to the point where you're comfortable with it. And to be honest, where all this stuff started with Ryan Bowen was in a pool in Dubai. And I pulled Lachlan, and he had pulled Schoolboy, and we were like the last couple people there before getting on our flights, and we were sitting in the pool. And I just kind of like started talking to him and gave him a little bit of like the hard truth. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to get so big with your body composition being all out of whack? Yeah. And how many times is it really going to take until you realize that that's not doing you any good? Like, how good do you want to be? Where are your goals and where's your sweet spot? You're never going to know where your sweet spot is because you might have left that behind years ago. And we had like that hard talk about it.
Weighing 100.
Yeah.
No, joking aside, though, I couldn't agree with Paul more in terms of where I'd see his sweet spot, because as Ray said a moment ago, you've got your sweet spot. Myself and Ryan are pretty much the same spec, same size. We're like, there might be quarter of an inch in height, nothing in us in height. We're right there. And my sweet spot was 85 kilograms, where I think I was, I could pull, and I was good size at the weight, could do most things at the weight. 85. I don't think I was big enough for above that. Really,
well, you don't usually
world class.
you don't normally logically come to the conclusion that it's time to go up in weight until you've mastered a weight class, right? Like until you feel comfortable with what you achieved there and you believe that there's more ground to be gained by going up. And normally you don't do that when your body composition is already out of whack. So like if it's out of whack now, you know, like 10 kilograms out of whack, why do you want to add 5 or 10 more? Like,
well, you've had a lot of that, haven't you, Tom? Because you used to pull 154, 70 kilos.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last time I done a big weight cut was WAF 2013. Remember that one?
Fucking do I.
You had to carry me to the scale.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Dude,
I remember that one.
carrying him to the goddamn scale.
That was bad.
I
had nothing to me anyway. I was 75 and I cut to 65.
Yeah, absolutely immoral. Outside, spitting, you know. When you're outside running in a bin liner, we got 10 minutes to make weight and he's considering a wank. I mean, we were literally, it was ragged.
Who told me? Someone said that. I was like, mate, I can't even fucking see it in a minute. It's gone.
Yeah, literally, like, by any means necessary. Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
But
then after the first match that I pulled Bindigus, not the first time in Arm Wars, when he murdered me, I was hovering around 78 kilo then. I was there for quite a while, like between 75 and 78. But then after that loss, that's when I decided I wanted to like try and put on a load of weight. So I got to like 85, 86. And then that's around the time when I first got there. That's around the time that I pulled Ray. And
what was the biggest you ever got?
Huh?
What was the biggest you ever got?
The biggest I ever got? I'll tell people I've been like 90 kilo in that, but the biggest I've woke up at is like 87.
Damn.
87 I've woke up at. And then literally I've got to 91 in the evening, but that's after like drinking 5 litres of milk.
Yeah.
And all that. I'm back on it as
Drinking
well.
5 litres of milk.
Oh, yeah, a day. Well,
You say 5 litres of milk?
Leading up to Ray, I was on 5 litres of milk a day.
5 litres?
oh my gosh.
Really?
I wouldn't be able
Yeah, but the thing is as well, like you're saying, like body
You
weight.
drink 5 litres of milk, you sick bastard.
Oh,
That's-
mate,
Hey, that's
it's
unbelievable.
It's easier to drink than it is to eat.
He does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's what he
drinking
does.
something fit that's got a load of protein, load of calories.
I puke, mate. I couldn't. There's no
Yeah.
way.
I did a few
it'd be
times,
coming
but-
out every angle.
Oh,
Yeah, but do you know what it is though as well? When I got bigger, I got stronger. Not stronger in the weights or anything, because my weight, like weightlifting and all that, was the same as when I was 78 kilo. But just body movements on the table, I felt a lot stronger. Problem was the stamina weren't there. Now I'm down. Now it's like around 86,
Yeah.
86, 87. But now I'm like 82, 83. Like,
I was going to say the dark card match. I don't know where I've mentioned, ladies and gentlemen in the chat or watching the show. Arm Wars Dark Card 4 available now. It isn't live, but it is only part 1 that's been out. Go and check that out. Part 2's coming this Saturday, the 8th, and then we go into the Titan House. 1 low price, no increase. It's not a pay-per-view. It's a membership. Get in there, have it. But you were like what, 81 kilos, Tom?
I was waking up. Even now, I'm waking up at like 81. I'm just relaxed. I've got when I'm 86, I've got force feeding. I'm burning a couple of thousand calories a day, like at work. So I mean, at the minute, I'm eating in the morning, and then I don't eat until I finish work.
Listen, are you drinking milk because Minda was drinking milk all the time?
No, literally.
Minda walks around with a carton of milk all the time.
But you
I'm
know what
right,
he's
right?
got in that? He's
Right.
got raw eggs with milk in the carton. Always.
Oh,
Yeah, that's too
filth.
much. That's too much. That's different.
That's
That's committed right there. I
He's
like
the real
that.
Rocky,
Yeah. He
friends.
puts
Rocky.
6, 7, 8 eggs into the carton, shakes the shit
Brutal.
out of it, and then drinks that.
Oh,
all.
yeah,
Dude.
filth, mate.
I've drank raw eggs before. Like I've done it. You know, I was a Rocky fan. I've done it.
Who has
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Who has
There
it?
Get your
is
Drake,
nothing-
get your Drake tracksuit on and go for a run.
Now with milk, like I mean, I can put raw eggs in like a protein shake smoothie right now. I can do that and blend it up, and it'll taste good. But milk, next level.
Absolute
He
mega.
doesn't puke. He doesn't puke. He's way above it.
That's tremendous.
Go-
he's got an iron
Listen,
gut.
listen, guys, watching now. That's goat doing goat shit. Okay.
Goat doing
Yes.
goat shit right there, isn't it? It is.
Go
Proven
Dickie,
Astrology,
go,
thank you for your super chat, brother. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, that is GOAT doing GOAT shit right there. But ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up pretty much there. I'll keep this list though, guys. We can get back into this on the stylistic match top outs and go through a few names and obviously piss off most of the arm wrestling world. When we see them next time at East versus West, we'll be like, you said that Nugo could smack the out of me. We'll be off. Hey, we got to answer to everything we
That
say
was
on here.
AI
Yeah,
version
have to
of
do
me.
it.
We
I'm
can't
sorry, we have
afford
to.
real podcasts anymore. It's just AI version.
absolutely. And yeah,
Guys, I'm
show
gonna
him the
jump
cat,
off.
Ray. Show him the cat one more time. Let him see the cat, Ray.
I'm gonna jump off, but I wanted to say if anyone hasn't seen, I posted a new video. I'm very proud of it. Types of arm wrestlers you've seen in practice. So if you haven't seen it on Voice of Arm Wrestling, we got great reviews from all the arm wrestlers. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Immense. We'll check it out, mate. Get over and sub to the Voice of Arm Wrestling, ladies and gents. Also, make sure you get subbed to Lethal Arms, to Paul Lynn. He's our guy. Paul Lynn's channel. Follow him, check it out, and give him a like, give him a share, give him a sub. The same with the Lean Machine Arm Wrestling. That's the channel of Tom Holland, who's with us tonight. Lean Machine Arm Wrestling. Get over there, get subbed. Bogdan, you're on YouTube also, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I got a channel.
Bogdan Stoiker. What's the title of the channel, buddy? Is it just Bogdan
Yeah,
Stoiker Arm
name.
Wrestling?
Yep.
Bogdan Stoiker Arm Wrestling. If you didn't see the Knuckles Up event, you missed a great match there. Bogdan and Jason Merlo, another phenomenal puller. Jason Merlo, very, very good arm wrestler from North America, went to war. It was absolute quality. Guys, if this is your first time here at Supernatural Strength, please give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. Just before I do jump off, if you're just joining us, number one, you're late as but don't worry about that too much. We're going to be, remember, we've got Arm Wars Dark Card 4. Just went out yesterday. It premiered. Rolly Ray was in there against Tim Talmadge. Terence Opperman and Philip Larson was a banger. The headliner there, Tom Holland, Mindaugas Terasatis, screaming career-ending death war. Get it checked out. Get over there. And remember, part 2 of the Dark Card is this coming Saturday, the 8th of February. And straight after that, we got East versus West 16. Then we'll be back with the Titan House. But for now, guys, that was tonight's event, the Fix 205. And we will see you again next time. Biggity bong, mother fluffers.
Take care. See you next time.
See you guys.
Top class.
Guys.
See you later, guys.